Hey amigos, my dad just came by with Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know, I am a MGTOW, but it sure is handy sometimes to live with family because I did not feel like leaving the house today. Well, good news in Bitcoin. As I was telling everybody in the past, but anyway, the last couple days Bitcoins have been pounding their head against $400, and the lower side has been basically creeping up on 400, and then eventually it hammered its way through. Now it's like 413-ish or so. So it'll probably drop back down again, but I think the upselling or the upward pressure on Bitcoins is such that we probably will never see $200 Bitcoins ever again. So basically, anybody who hasn't gotten in at that price, you're just not going to be able to, unfortunately. So anyway, as time goes on, there are more and more connections between the Bitcoin economy and the actual normal legacy economy. For example, there's like website bills with Bitcoins. Let's see, bill pay for Bitcoin, basically. But so technically, a guy could actually get along without a checking account if he really felt like it, or if he was like being attacked. For example, the family court system comes after him and hits his checking account for like crap loads of money every month, and making up charges and basically just nailing his account. And then his checks start bouncing all over the place. If that's the case, and some guys might, even some of my listeners might actually be in that position, you might want to consider getting your check sent directly to a one of these converter places that convert it directly to Bitcoin, and then you can utilize Bitcoins to actually pay your monthly bills, like your power bill, your credit card bills, or whatever. And so basically, just more and more, as I predicted back in 2014, more and more infrastructure is being connected between Bitcoins and the conventional economy. And another example is this Bitcoin debit card. It's a Visa card that pulls out of my Coinbase account, and it turns Bitcoins. It liquidates Bitcoins, and then you can charge anything you want, pretty much. But unfortunately, with Visa cards, they basically charge about 3% to the merchant. So it's kind of unfortunate in that case. But if I don't have anything else, I could certainly use this. And do you recall in 2008 when basically the banks were all froze up, and banks were afraid to transfer money to other banks, and because they would then go down below a certain level and then end up being insolvent, and the whole banking system just froze. Well, when that occurs, of course, the Visa card networks would stop, and the banking system, the ATMs would shut down, and you wouldn't be able to use debit cards or online bill pay to pay your bills. But with these websites, I would then be able to pay my bills, you know, assuming they still work. And I see no reason why they wouldn't, because the Bitcoin economy is worldwide, and if the U.S. banking system was having a serious problem, then basically my Bitcoin side of my finances would probably be okay and still function after a fashion. And for example, I even pay my cell phone with Bitcoins. There's a app that you can download from the Android Play Store called, geez, what's it called? Phonezip. And what you do is you select the company and the package that you use. I have a month-to-month a subscription to a company called H2O. I basically I traded in my very expensive AT&T service that was like $95 a month, and on top of that I had to pay additionally like 60 cents or something for every text message I sent or received, and it really added up. Sometimes my monthly bill was like $106, $108, and that is just a little ridiculous. So I shopped around and found H2O, and I get basically the same deal without paying for texts, but it's unlimited talk time, unlimited texts, and a gig of data, and it's like $40 a month. And I utilize the Phonezip application on Android to use Bitcoins to buy a PIN number that I then apply to my account, and that takes care of my monthly cell phone bill. I do the same for my dad. So basically, it's more and more connections are being made to the Bitcoin economy, and man, we're up to $418 now. Sheesh, man, that's like vertical. So anyway, or 417. Anyway, now back when it was down here, my holdings have gone up about $10,000 compared to most of the year. All the months that I spent buying Bitcoins every single month, even as the price dropped in 2014, and then once it bottomed in 2015, I was just socking them away, and now we appear to be in an uptrend. That downtrend of 2014 is long gone, and the stabilizing months in 2015 are now gone, and now we are firmly in an uptrend here. And the only thing that really surprises me is that the uptrend came so soon. I really didn't expect the uptrend to start until like the second month of 2016, because that's when Greece, you know about all the economic troubles in Greece. Greece has got they pushed through some laws over there that allows the bankers to do bail-ins and steal money out of everybody's accounts to fund the government or something, and basically when that occurs, things like that cause a lot of outrage among people, right? And people start looking around for ways to safeguard their money a little bit more, and basically you have a lot of value-added taxes and stuff for silver in Europe, if I remember right. But a lot of people are going to want to purchase Bitcoin because it's seizure proof. so basically, I expected after the bail-in that we would get an uptrend like this, right? So basically, oops, we're dropping back a little bit. It's only 4:15 now, but basically, it's my opinion that these Bitcoins are going to be in such demand over the next 3 years that I would not at all be surprised to see a $20,000 or $30,000, $40,000 per Bitcoin price. And all I really need is about a $10,000 price, and that's it. I'm immune to the need of working a 9-to-5 job after that. So that's my plan. So if it works, you know, it's great, but failing that, my precious metals will go up quite a bit. So if you're not ready for Bitcoin, man, at these prices, at the current prices, like 14 something for silver, I would highly recommend getting some silver. But if you want to really, I would really recommend, although I'm not a financial advisor, getting into Bitcoin. And even if you're not going to buy any, I would recommend studying the system and basically putting some effort into learning it. Because there could come a time when it could be advantageous or really, really important for some of us to like flee the country. And if that's the case, we might want to liquidate all of our assets and fly to some other country. But the problem is, in the legacy banking system, the capital controls would prevent us from being able to move that money over to wherever we're living now, right? So, but if you convert it into Bitcoins, you can go through airport security, and as long as you don't say anything about it, there's not shit they can do about it. So you go right through and then land wherever you land and liquidate some Bitcoins and start your new life of drinking umbrella drinks and eating mangoes off the nearest tree. So, well, it's just one possibility. So, yeah, I highly recommend at least studying the system, getting precious metals, mostly silver, and studying Bitcoin. And if you think it's a good deal like I do, put some cautious monthly income into it. Some of your surplus monthly income, I would not recommend putting any giant amounts of savings that you have squirreled away into it. I would just recommend putting surplus monthly income. Slow and steady wins the race, and then eventually hope it's a good chance you'll get where you want to go. No other investment is anywhere near as good as this right now. Stocks are maxed out, bonds are in the shitter for interest, and inflation grows faster than the bonds, and then you have to turn around and pay income tax on the bonds. So and real estate's maxed out right now. That's why I sold my condo this summer, because that price was gonna do nothing but go down. And so basically, Bitcoins and precious metals, that's just the way to go right now. So I guess I'll let you go. I would highly recommend looking into this. But needless to say, I'm not a financial advisor. Later.